Mexico City is one of the largest and most exciting capitals in the world, and one of the most misunderstood by first-time visitors who only picture traffic and crowds. Before you book anything, here is everything you actually need to know. We are covering entry requirements, getting around, the best neighborhoods to stay, safety, real costs, the best time to visit, and the mistakes first-timers keep making. From the ancient pyramids of Teotihuacan to the leafy streets of Roma and Condesa, and one of the best food scenes on the planet, this city packs far more into a trip than most people expect. Save this video before you start booking flights, because we are answering the questions people actually search before landing in Mexico City. Whether this is your very first trip or a return visit, our goal is to help you skip the rookie mistakes and spend your time and money where they actually count. Let us start with entry requirements, since Mexico City is easier to enter than most international destinations. US, Canadian, and UK citizens do not need a visa for tourist stays. You will need a passport valid for the length of your stay, and on arrival, you pass through immigration, where your entry is now recorded electronically at the airport. Mexico City International Airport, code MEX, is one of the busiest in Latin America, with direct flights from dozens of US and Canadian cities, many under 5 hours. A newer airport, Felipe Angeles, known as NLU, also serves the city, but sits farther out. So always confirm which airport your flight actually uses before booking transport. On arrival, skip the taxi touts inside the terminal and use the official airport taxi booths or a rideshare pickup, agreeing on the method before you leave the arrivals hall. The airport sits inside the city, so transfer times to central neighborhoods are short outside rush hour. But traffic can stretch a 15-minute ride to 45. Travel insurance is not required to enter Mexico, but it is strongly recommended, since private hospital care for tourists can be costly without coverage. No special vaccinations are required for most travelers, though it is always worth checking routine recommendations with your doctor before an international trip. One thing to prepare for before you even land is the altitude. Mexico City sits at over 7,000 feet, high enough that some visitors feel it on the very first day. Take your first day at an easy pace, drink plenty of water, and go lighter on alcohol while your body adjusts to the thinner air at this elevation. And always check current entry rules close to your travel date on official sources, since documentation and airline processes can shift from year to year. Keep any paperwork or digital record you are given on arrival, since you may be asked for it again when you eventually leave the country. If you are connecting onward within Mexico, leave a comfortable buffer. Immigration and baggage at Mex can run slow during the busiest arrival banks. Pre-booking an airport transfer through your hotel is the smoothest arrival, especially if you land late or do not yet have a local data plan. Now getting around. Mexico City is huge, but its public transport is extensive and cheap, and most visitors mix the metro bus, and rideshare apps depending on the trip. The metro is one of the busiest and most affordable subway systems in the world, fast for crossing the city, though it gets extremely crowded during morning and evening rush hours. Rideshare apps are widely used, generally affordable, and preferred by many travelers over street taxis because the route and price are tracked in the app. If you do take a taxi, use an official app-based service or a hotel-arranged car rather than flagging one down at random on the street. The Metrobus, a dedicated bus rapid transit system, runs along major corridors and is a comfortable way to reach areas the metro does not directly serve. Central neighborhoods like Roma, Condesa, and the historic center are genuinely walkable, and strolling them is one of the real pleasures of visiting the city. Traffic is heavy and unpredictable, so build in extra time for anything with a fixed start, and avoid scheduling tight connections during peak commuting hours. A rechargeable transit card covers the metro and Metrobus and is worth buying early since it saves fumbling for exact change at busy station entrances. For day trips to Teotihuacan, organized tours or a hired driver are the easiest option, though public buses from the northern terminal are a cheaper alternative. Cycling has grown, with bike share stations and dedicated lanes in the central neighborhoods. A pleasant way to explore Roma and Condesa on a calm morning. And keep small bills and coins handy, since street vendors, market stalls, and smaller taquerias often cannot break large notes or take cards. Download an offline map and a transit app before you arrive. Navigating the metro lines and bus routes is far easier with directions already in your pocket. Avoid the metro at the height of rush hour if you can. The crush is intense, and some lines run women and children-only cars for added comfort. For longer distances or late nights, rideshare is usually worth the modest extra cost over public transport for the added comfort and door-to-door convenience. On to where to stay. For first-timers, the neighborhoods of Roma and Condesa are the easy favorite. Leafy, walkable, and packed with cafes, restaurants, and boutique hotels. Roma Norte in particular blends tree-lined streets, art galleries, and a strong food and coffee scene, and it is central enough to reach most major sites easily. Condesa, next door, is greener and more relaxed, built around two large parks and popular with visitors who want a calm base within walking distance of nightlife. Polanco is the upscale option, home to luxury hotels, designer shopping, and some of the city's most celebrated fine dining restaurants. The Centro Historico puts you steps from the Zocalo, the cathedral, and the main museums, ideal for sightseeing, though busier and noisier at night. Teotihuacan, farther south, is a charming village-like district with colorful streets and the famous Frida Kahlo house. A lovely, quieter base with more of a local feel. Juarez and the Zona Rosa sit between the historic center and Condesa, central and well-connected, with a lively, diverse mix of restaurants and bars. Business travelers often base in Polanco or Santa Fe, though Santa Fe sits far from the tourist sites and suits work trips more than sightseeing stays. Wherever you choose, look for a place within walking distance of a metro or metro bus stop. It makes crossing this sprawling city far less stressful. And for a first trip that balances walkability, safety, and access to the food and sights, Roma or Condesa remains the easiest and most popular choice. Roma and Condesa book up fast for weekends and holidays, so reserve early if your dates fall around Day of the Dead or a major city event. If you want livelier nightlife on your doorstep, Condesa and Juarez deliver bars and restaurants within an easy walk of most hotels. For a calmer, more residential feel with strong local character, Teotihuacan and San Angel in the south are lovely, if farther from the center. Now, let us talk safety, since this is the question people ask most. The central tourist neighborhoods are busy and generally fine by day, and millions of visitors enjoy the city without incident. That said, petty crime is the main concern. Pickpocketing and phone snatching happen in crowds, on the metro, and at busy markets, so keep valuables secured and out of sight. Use app-based rideshare or official taxis, rather than hailing cars on the street. A simple habit that removes one of the most common travel risks here. Withdraw cash from ATMs inside banks, malls, or your hotel rather than isolated street machines, and shield your PIN as you would anywhere. Stick to well-known, well-lit neighborhoods at night, and treat unfamiliar outer districts the way you would treat any large city you do not know well. Check official government travel advisories before your trip. Mexico City itself is typically rated to exercise increased caution, standard for a major world capital. Tap water is not reliably safe to drink. Stick to bottled or filtered water, which hotels and restaurants provide, and be mindful with ice at smaller spots. The city sits in an active earthquake zone, so take a moment to note your hotel's marked safety zones and exits. A sensible precaution rather than a worry. Air quality can dip on still, smoggy days. Something to keep in mind if you have respiratory sensitivities, especially during the drier months. Keep a digital copy of your passport and cards so that if anything goes missing in a crowd, replacing them is far less stressful. Overall, with normal big city awareness and app-based transport, most visitors find the central areas comfortable and are surprised how welcoming the city feels. Trust your instincts and keep your phone tucked away while walking busy streets. Opportunistic snatching is the single most common issue tourists report. At night, favor rideshare over walking long or unfamiliar stretches. And let your hotel know if you are heading somewhere off the usual tourist path. Carry only what you need for the day, and leave your passport and spare cards in the hotel safe, so a lost bag never becomes a lost trip. Let us get practical about cost. Mexico City offers exceptional value compared with most major world capitals. Your money stretches noticeably further here than in North America or Europe. Accommodation spans the full range. A comfortable boutique hotel in Roma or Condesa often costs a fraction of an equivalent room in a U.S. city. Street food is both a highlight and a bargain. A plate of tacos al pastor can cost just a few dollars, and it is some of the best food in the city. Sit-down restaurants range widely. A casual meal stays very affordable, while the celebrated fine dining scene in Polanco reaches international prices. Museum entry is inexpensive. Most major museums charge only a few dollars, and several offer free admission on Sundays for residents and visitors alike. Public transport is remarkably cheap. A metro or metrobus ride costs mere cents, and even rideshare across town is modest by international standards. Tipping is customary, around 10 to 15% at restaurants, and small amounts for hotel staff, tour guides, and the attendants who help at parking spots. A realistic mid-range budget for two, hotel included, can land comfortably under what the same trip would cost in most comparable global cities. Budget travelers can eat superbly at markets and street stalls and rely on the metro, while splurgers can enjoy world-class dining for less than at home. US dollars are accepted in some tourist spots, but you will get better value paying in pesos, and ATMs and card payments are widely available. And watch small add-ons like service charges at upscale restaurants and booking fees on tours. They are minor here, but still worth a glance at checkout. A week here for two, with a comfortable hotel, great food, and a day trip or two, often costs noticeably less than a comparable long weekend up north. Free and cheap experiences abound, from Sunday museum admissions to simply wandering the parks and plazas, so a tight budget still buys a rich trip. Keep some cash on hand for markets, street food, and small tips, since the best cheap eats and craft stalls rarely take cards. So when is the best time to go? Mexico City has a mild, high-altitude climate year-round, but the dry season from November through April brings the most reliably pleasant weather. Spring, especially March and April, is a beautiful time to visit, when the city's jacaranda trees bloom purple across whole neighborhoods and parks. The rainy season runs roughly May through October, though it usually means short, heavy afternoon showers rather than all-day rain. Mornings often stay clear. Days are generally warm and evenings cool throughout the year, so pack layers. A light jacket for the evening is useful in almost every season. Late October and early November bring Day of the Dead, one of the most spectacular and moving times to visit, with parades, altars, and marigolds across the city. That period is also the busiest and priciest, so if you want to experience it, book flights and hotels several months in advance. September holds the independence celebrations around the Zocalo, a vivid, patriotic atmosphere, though hotels near the center fill quickly around those dates. The winter months are cooler and drier, comfortable for walking and sightseeing, with crisp blue skies on many mornings. Weekdays are generally calmer than weekends at major sites, so if your schedule allows, plan Teotihuacan and the top museums for a weekday. Whatever season you choose, book major experiences and popular restaurants ahead. Demand for the best tables and tours rarely eases in this city. Consider what you want most: the jacaranda bloom, Day of the Dead, or simply quiet, sunny sightseeing, and match your travel dates to that priority. Shoulder months like May and September can offer a nice balance of decent weather and thinner crowds between the busiest seasonal peaks. On to the must-sees, starting with the Zocalo, the vast main square anchored by the Metropolitan Cathedral and the National Palace with its Diego Rivera murals. Right beside it sit the ruins of Templo Mayor, the excavated heart of the Aztec capital, with an excellent museum built around the archaeological site. Teotihuacan, an hour outside the city, is the essential day trip, home to the towering Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. The National Museum of Anthropology is world-class, one of the finest museums anywhere, and genuinely deserves a half day of your trip on its own. The Frida Kahlo Museum, the Blue House in Coyoacan, offers an intimate look at the artist's life and remains one of the city's most beloved attractions. Chapultepec Park is one of the largest city parks in the world, home to Chapultepec Castle, museums, and shaded paths perfect for a relaxed afternoon. The Palacio de Bellas Artes, a stunning Art Nouveau and Art Deco landmark, hosts the famous Ballet Folklorico and dazzles with its marble interior and murals. Xochimilco's canals, lined with colorful trajinera boats, offer a festive, floating afternoon of music and food. A completely different side of the city. Coyoacan's cobbled streets, markets, and plazas reward slow wandering, with churros, museums, and one of the city's best weekend market atmospheres. For a view over the whole valley, the Torre Latinoamericana observation deck gives you the sprawling scale of the metropolis from above. And the city's markets, from Mercado de la Merced to San Juan, are attractions in themselves, a feast of color, produce, and street food. The Sumaya Museum, with its striking silver facade, holds a vast private art collection and is free to enter, an easy pairing with nearby Polanco. A lucha libre wrestling night is a raucous, uniquely Mexican evening out, colorful, theatrical, and unlike anything else on a typical travel itinerary. And a food tour or market visit early in your trip is a smart move. It teaches you what to order and where for the rest of your stay. A word on food and culture, because Mexico City is one of the great eating cities on Earth. Street food here is not an afterthought. It is a genuine culinary tradition worth planning around. Tacos al pastor, tamales, quesadillas, and tlacoyos from street stalls are essential. Look for busy stands with high turnover, a reliable sign of freshness and quality. Mezcal and tequila are woven into the culture, and sampling mezcal at a specialist bar is a memorable way to spend an evening in Roma or Condesa. Meal times run later than many visitors expect. Lunch is the main meal in the early afternoon, and dinner often starts at 8 or 9 at night. A polite buenos dias or gracias goes a long way. Even a little Spanish is warmly appreciated by locals and makes daily interactions smoother. Tipping is expected and appreciated, around 10 to 15% in restaurants, and a few pesos for the attendants who watch cars or bag groceries. Markets are for browsing and sampling. Mild bargaining is fine with craft and souvenir vendors, but food and fixed-price shops are not places to haggle. Dress is generally casual but put together. City residents tend to dress neatly, and a few upscale restaurants in Polanco expect smarter evening attire. Coffee culture is thriving, especially in Roma and Condesa, where specialty cafes make a relaxed morning stop before a day of sightseeing. And embrace the pace. This is a city that rewards lingering over a long lunch and wandering a neighborhood rather than racing between attractions. Do not miss a proper sit-down comida, the leisurely midday meal. It is where the city slows down and the food often shines brightest. Spice levels vary widely, so ask when unsure. And remember, the salsas on the table can be far hotter than the dish they accompany. Reservations are wise at the celebrated restaurants. Some of the best tables in Polanco and Roma book out weeks ahead of time. Finally, the mistakes first-timers keep making. Number 1 is ignoring the altitude. Over 7,000 feet is enough to cause fatigue, so ease into your first day and hydrate. Number 2 is trying to see everything. This is an enormous city, and cramming the whole thing into a few days leaves you stuck in traffic and exhausted. Number 3 is hailing random street taxis instead of using rideshare apps or official cabs, a simple switch that avoids the most common travel hassle. Number 4 is drinking tap water. Stick to bottled or filtered water throughout your trip. including for brushing teeth at smaller accommodations. Number 5 is underestimating distances and traffic. What looks close on a map can be a long cross-town journey, so group activities by neighborhood. Number 6 is skipping the neighborhoods for only the big sites. The real magic of the city is in wandering Roma, Condesa, and Teotihuacan on foot. Number 7 is not booking Teotihuacan or top restaurants ahead. The best tours and tables fill up, especially on weekends and around Day of the Dead. Number 8 is bringing only summer clothes. Evenings are cool year-round at this altitude, so pack a light jacket or sweater, whatever the season. Number 9 is exchanging money at the airport out of convenience. Airport rates are poor. A bank ATM in the city gives you a much better deal. And number 10 is being nervous to the point of missing out. With sensible precautions and app-based transport, the central city is welcoming and rewarding. Number 11 is packing your days too tightly. Leave room for the long lunches and spontaneous detours that make this city special. Number 12 is skipping travel insurance to save a little. Private medical care without coverage can cost far more than the policy ever would. And number 13 is judging the whole city by its reputation. Spend a day in Roma or Teotihuacan, and most first-timers quickly relax and fall for it. So who is Mexico City actually best for? If you love food, this may be one of the single best eating cities in the world, from humble street stalls to world-class restaurants. History and culture lovers are spoiled, from Aztec ruins and colonial palaces to Teotihuacan and some of the finest museums on the continent. Art and design fans find endless inspiration, from Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera to the galleries, murals, and creative energy of Roma Norte. Budget-conscious travelers get remarkable value, world-class experiences, food, and culture at prices well below most major global capitals. City lovers who enjoy walkable neighborhoods, cafe culture, and vibrant street life will feel right at home in Roma, Condesa, and Teotihuacan. Adventurous eaters and market lovers will be in their element. This is a city built for wandering, tasting, and discovering as you go. And return travelers keep coming back, because a single trip only scratches the surface of everything this vast capital has to offer. And whether you come for the food, the pyramids, the museums, or simply the energy of one of the world's great capitals, Mexico City delivers one of the most rewarding city trips you can take. That is everything you need to know before visiting Mexico City in 2026. From entry requirements to knowing what to skip. Which part of the trip are you most excited for? The food, the ancient pyramids, or the museums and neighborhoods? Tell us in the comments below. We have got in-depth guides to more of the world's best destinations on the channel, so check those out if a bigger trip is on your horizon this year. If this guide helped you plan your trip, please like and subscribe for more honest, in-depth travel guides from our small channel, and Aloha from Kahana Designs. Until next time, safe travels and sweet dreams.